Good afternoon. Sanbonani Mbogoto. As we celebrate Women's Month at UNIZULU, I pay tribute to all women in our institution who are still pushing the boundaries to make UNIZULU and this country more inclusive. We pay tribute to the 20,000 courageous women who marched to the Union Building on the 9th August 1956 to protest against the introduction and extension of past laws. This year, we will commemorate Women's Month and Women's Day under difficult circumstances due to COVID-19 and the promulgation of the national state of disaster. Equally, our country is facing another pandemic of gender-based violence and femicide, which had continued to rear its ugly head. We are committed in acknowledging the successes of the women in our community, using our collective voice and power to ensure that the deaths of thousands of women and children and marginalized people in our society are not in vain. However, I write this message with a lump in my throat due to the disturbing events over the past few weeks. The past few weeks have been exceptionally challenging, difficult and emotional for the UNIZULU community. As you know, one of our staff members, Mrs. Fikile Mabaso, recently assaulted and killed in a horrific circumstances. The tragic news of her death shook this university community down to its very foundations. In Mtwalume, here in KZN, Midlands, the bodies of 5 women have been discovered over the past 6 months. Unfortunately, the 2 suspects which confessed to the crime committed suicide. In so doing, they deprived the families of answers and justice regarding their deadly acts. These events and others have left me shaken. I have been deeply moved to experience firsthand the immensely caring response of this university community and resilience amidst the storm. We celebrate this year's Women's Month under the theme Generation Equality, realizing women's right for an equal future. The concept of generation equality is a global campaign and links South Africa to global efforts to achieve gender equality by 2030. We want to join hands across the spheres of government with all sectors of the society as part of a decade of action towards gender equality. We also want to see sustainable programs that are geared towards achieving this goal. This year, we are also commemorating the 60th of UNIZULU existence. I pay homage to the first female vice-chancellors, Professor Gumbi, and the previous vice-chancellor, Professor Mazibuko, for paving the way for women leaders in our institution. I further pledge my support to professors who are the deans of our faculties, Professor Lauren Freiling and Professor Nogutula Gunene. They are the trendsetters in actually the deanship positions for women. This is a significant achievement towards transforming this university. The university is playing a role towards dismantling patriarchy in all its forms as underlying cause for many of the injustices women face on a daily basis. On the 30th of July 2020, the UNIZULU's He for She program was launched by the Executive Director of UN Women and former Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, Dr. Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka. He for She is an invitation for men and people of all genders to stand in solidarity with women to create a bold, visible, and united force of gender equality. And we are proud that we are members of this movement. Times have changed, and we have to adapt. It is also for the first time that our Women's Day is celebrated via virtual platforms. However, the message that this day carries is still significant. Dr. Mlambo-Ngcuka said, for our society to attain the balance, it needs for peace and prosperity. The future of manhood must include a broader definition of roles of both men and women. In conclusion, as the country continues to battle with COVID-19 pandemic, I encourage everyone in our university to play their part in fighting this invisible enemy by wearing their masks, sanitize regularly, and wash their hands with soap and do their part to observe social distancing. Together, we must overcome this pandemic. Amandla, kwimbokodo.